We will not copyright or trademark that. We do not have the rights to this at all. Please do not sue us. Thank you.
Welcome back to These Unprecedented Gays, your go-to podcast for all things queer, where we unpack the nuances of LGBTQ plus life in these unprecedented times.
Dave and the Busters?
Dave and
Busters since Nick's, whatever birthday.
Dave and Busters?
Dave and the Busters. Dave and Busters.
Dave and Busters, yeah. So, okay. And I got invited to a thing there for,
at D&B.
At D&B.
Okay.
Yeah, so because it's they're trying to, push their holiday, you can rent space in our place for your holiday parties and stuff.
Totally.
But I'm
Busters?
Yeah, but for us it's 300 people, so it doesn't work for us.
I still have 115 chips.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And I have 3,600 tickets.
Do they not expire?
You can get a pencil. an eraser for the pencil.
Those games are hard too because they get you where you pay, you have to get the beginning play thing, but then it's $10 will get you maybe one game. It's expensive.
Yeah,
I don't know. We went on a corporate thing for my office, and they gave us a charged card that had $50 on it, so you could go around and play things. And we did it for about an hour, and we were not done. Right? We still had more money left.
Yeah,
that wasn't a great birthday, so I'd love a repeat at Dave and Buster's.
Okay,
because Dave and Buster's is fun.
Okay,
I think that was 6 or 7 years ago.
Just life in general was happening.
Oh, okay.
I think it was 2018.
But Joe showed up. It was so fun.
Yes,
I invited him and he came.
All right. Yeah, it was hey, come to my birthday. I was okay, because I think I was in between jobs. I've been in between jobs for a lot. One of the couple times.
This was BPC before podcast.
BP
and before COVID.
BPCE
podcast
era. BP, that's a lot of abbreviations.
BPC era.
BPCE.
Well, I'm Paul.
And I'm Joe.
And we're These Unprecedented Gays.
Yes, how are you? I'm switching
good.
it up.
I know.
I'm throwing it back. Switching it up. The reverb.
Throw it down and reverse it.
What's the Uno thing? Reverse.
Oh, reverse card? You're throwing out a reverse card? Okay.
Reverse.
No, I'm doing good. How are you?
Girl, how you been?
Oh, good. You asked me how my week was?
Yeah. I hope this doesn't throw off the juju, though. You're wait, what did I do this week? I mean, because I have nothing to really report about.
Well, we had a really good weekend. Friday night, we went to the San Diego Symphony. They had their 80s night. And Andy and I dressed up, even though
you guys were so cute.
Even though Andy was I feel kind of stupid and I feel kind of silly. And I'm no, you look great. And we were walking by on the water along the boardwalk to the Shell, and people were looking at us.
Yeah, you guys were to the nines.
We were dressed to the nines. I had my little tracksuit on, had my headband and my wristbands on, and I had my
fake
porn mustache.
Gonna zoom in for the porn mustache.
Yeah, but the only negative was that the mustache did not stay on.
I was gonna say that I bet the adhesive probably was just meh.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
Funny story. In order to open up his phone to get access to the digital ticket, it wouldn't recognize his face.
No.
So you had to take it off to
you couldn't put in your passcode?
I could have, but I use Face ID a lot, so it's just I'm okay, hold on. I gotta do this.
Well, that's good, because then that means your phone won't be no one can break into your phone.
Yeah. But we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Our friend group does a lot of these things. It's a annual tradition. I think we've been doing it for they've been doing it for 14 years.
Yeah.
Wow. We've been doing it with them for about 11 now.
Yeah.
That's still a long time.
Yeah, and it's
not all at the Shell though. Where were they prior?
Always at the Summer Symphony.
Yeah.
Before
Outside.
the Radio Shell, it was just an outside concert venue there.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea there was something there.
So, and then because when we first started, you could bring your own food in.
Oh, that's
and
nice.
so we would bring in everybody would make something.
Everyone would make something, and it was all trying to
stage the other person. Yeah.
Oh, I like
this
that.
Amazing meal. There'd be about 4 to 6 tables, all connected, And someone would bring tablecloths and silverware. So, I mean, we were doing it up.
Damn.
Yeah. Other tables would be looking at us like,
What
the fuck are they doing over there? And then we'd have like desserts and stuff. And there's appetite. Like, it was like a 4-course meal. Like, thing.
Did you guys have like the heat things that kept everything warm?
It was always bring stuff that, like, so one year when somebody brought like a corn chowder with crab, but it could be served cold.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of fun, and we love doing it with our friends. They're a great group, and we always have a good time. So we did that. And then Saturday, Annie had put together a meetup at the dog park near us for Baxter and his siblings, and out of the 13 siblings, like 8 or 9 showed up, along with Mama Velveteen.
Well, because this was for his birthday, right?
Right, this is for his birthday and all of their birthdays.
Mama Velveteen?
Yeah, her name is Velveteen. So,
oh my God, I love that!
So it was great to see all these different people who have adopted from Baxter's litter, and for him to see his siblings and stuff.
Did he recognize them?
Yeah, I think he did. Just because from their smell and stuff, they all probably...
That is so crazy.
The mother checked every one of them out as they came in. It was really interesting. And she was kind of bitchy about some of them. Like, she definitely was riding a couple of them to correct them and guide them.
Really?
Yeah, it was interesting.
Mama Velveteen.
I know.
Why is that a drag name?
But she looks a lot like Baxter. She's just a smaller version of Baxter.
And all the others look like labs. So
interesting. Okay, is she the not boxer?
No, she was the birth mother.
But what? Because he's lab and
he's shepherd and Staffordshire Terrier.
So
So is the mom like one of them?
Yeah,
or
she's more terrier than anything.
Got it.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. It was great to meet all the people who adopted. It was great to meet all the other dogs. But it was like chaotic.
It was mayhem. Right? We were trying to just count, and they were running all over the place.
Well, and then you have all the other dogs from the people who are just there to just bring the dogs to the dog park. So, but the dogs played so well. There weren't any issues like with any tempers and stuff like that. So everybody was really great about that. One of them was so scared, though. She was just like, she just did not want to go out at all. But then all the other dogs would like try to nip at her because she was so submissive.
Like, hey, girl, come on in.
So
this backwards hat gentleman is very, very handsome.
Huh?
This one right here in the...
Oh, yeah.
Isn't he the IT person?
There was a guy who runs the IT department at Snapdragon, and I'm like, can you get me tickets? Oh. I was like, we should keep in touch with you.
Wait, which one's Snapdragon?
Snapdragon's the...
the soccer one now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, so that was Saturday, and then Sunday, we kind of, it was
just... bread.
Yeah, he made bread and stuff.
Did you break bread?
We broke
bread. I have a follow-up question. First, to the 80s thing, was the music like pop music, or was it covers, or like...
Well, it was covers.
Symphony only.
But the symphony did it, so like, they did... And I have a problem with like some of their choices.
Oh, what?
Like,
what were the choices?
Like they did, the Final Countdown by Europe, which is great. It's a great song. But then they did like a whole medley of songs from Back to the Future 2.
But it was like the orchestral.
Yeah, the orchestral score.
Were there singers?
There were singers.
Okay, so it wasn't just pure instrumentals.
Correct. And I mean, I love Michael Jackson, but I didn't need Smooth Criminal and Human Nature. I probably would have, if I had to pick one or the other, I probably would have picked Human Nature. Even though the guy, for Smooth Criminal, they had a soloist on the violin who was like doing it all. Ooh. And there was no singer, so he was doing the vocal part, and it was just like crazy how quickly he did that. And it was cool. I also wish that they had... because when they did Everybody Rules the World and Human Nature, it would have been cool if they did like a karaoke thing where they put the words up on the screen for everybody to sing along.
Just give them your notes.
Right, and like, if you're listening, this is what you could do better.
Dear San Diego Symphony.
But I mean, they had a couple of. The woman was really good. The guy was good, and I guess he's in the cast of Moulin Rouge on Broadway
as a singer.
He's like an understudy for Aaron.
He plays like 3 characters.
Yeah, and he plays like 3 different characters. He's understudy for them. But
they're all credentialed. I mean, they're actually very good performers, but sometimes these songs are not made for them. So.
Are not made for this. He had a very on some of these songs he had a very weak voice for it, especially like George Michael songs. And
interesting.
Stuff like that. Yeah. So I was just like, and I didn't need, I would have liked, I love Careless Whisper, but I would have liked Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, or something a little more upbeat.
That's why I was curious, because I'm like, 80s, it's like 80s pop music, but like I wondered if they would have done like the highs and lows, like a ballad. Were there any ballads?
Honestly, if you try to pick 9 songs from the 80s that
it probably
are iconic,
was there.
That's what they were trying to do.
Right.
And some were hits and some were misses, but they were all recognized. They were all. I mean, the only obscure one was some of the orchestral parts of Back to the Future too.
But they did Alone, which was great, and then they did Turn Back Time by Cher. So all of us at our table were going Torm. Like when he met Cher on Will and Grace, Jack did, and he's like, "Oh, I can do it better than you." He's like, "No, honey, it's Torm."
I love that one. I didn't understand that when it was on television because I didn't know what it was, and then now that I'm older, I do.
You understand? Mm-hmm. Oh, good.
Well, because he thought Cher was a drag queen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, and my second question is, I guess to Andy, did you guys stay in contact with Velveteen?
So the mom that fostered her and then was the host mom for all the puppies. We had met her when we went to pick him up, and so we got, and she put a Facebook group together.
Oh, that's so nice.
So we just posted on that Facebook group, "Hey, we think this would be fun. Let's, this is a good location. It's central.
How
There's
cool
free
is that?
parking nearby."
Yeah.
And then little by little, people started saying, "Oh yeah, we'll be there. We'll try." So we were surprised at like 9. It was 9 or 10 total.
All San Diegans.
Yeah.
Some people traveled like 45 minutes to get there, though.
To come down and see him.
That's so
especially around 5 o'clock on a Saturday.
And honestly, I think all of us got a kick out of it because none of us have had all the dogs together since then or before then. Some of them, the lady that fosters will watch a dog like for a weekend, so some of them she already knew and her kids knew. But for the most part, we were all meeting up for the first time. And it was really cool to... I think a lot of people don't ever get to see their dog with its siblings. So, and I've never had a dog like that. So.
Yeah, I don't even know if Max has siblings.
Right. And so it was like, and that's how it was with Cooper. We didn't know if he had siblings, so it was really cool for him to interact and see his family and stuff, and
his
see his
drag
reaction
family
to
resemblance.
I know. So how was your week?
Not as fun, but I think the highlight / low light. Highlight? High and low? I don't know.
Okay.
Was the Mount Helix fundraiser. So Nick basically somehow got into this like Mount Helix fundraiser thing. And I was like, okay, I'll go with you. Like, I don't know.
And it was like a food and wine festival.
And so so the high was... It was literally on a mountain, so that's a literal high.
The height, yeah.
And the food was good,
and the food was really good, and it was great because it was like small tasting bites.
But did you get the donut burger?
Yes.
Okay.
No, the donut with the ham and cheese.
Oh, okay, the ham and cheese.
I didn't know it was a donut.
That was a donut with the powdered sugar and the thing you showed me.
Oh my god, just like a Monte Cristo.
It was called like sweet cheese.
It was so good.
Yeah, you basically you have to park at like a fire station, and then they take there's like a trolley, and it's the trolleys that do the like hop on hop off 12 stops around San Diego that we always see.
Hashtag Old Town Trolley.
Yeah, I've never been on one. I was like, this is so cool, and like I would love to do one of those tours because they're like cheesy, but also like you don't have to do much. You're like just in a
But you should be a tourist in your own town.
Yeah. So like one of these days I'll do it. But we get on the trolley and then you go up the mountain, whatever. And then there's all these like food places and some art, and then there was like a auction.
We got to see Sergey.
Yes.
Who was working for one of the booths, and they had the most delicious burger. Duke's.
Yeah. I didn't get the burger because it was a half a burger, and I was like, if I eat a half a burger, then I won't have room for all the other things.
So a really cool thing. My son Sergey works for Duke's, but earlier that day he was sending me pictures because I guess they were setting up.
Yeah,
it was this beautiful view. So he sent me 3 or 4 pictures of the view, and he was like, doing this thing in Mount Helix. I was like, Nick said he was doing it in Mount Helix. I bet they were at the same event.
And that was talking about a small world, yeah. So yeah, there was really good burgers. They had a barbecue place, and it was pulled pork mac and cheese, which was to die for. There was a pudding place. So like banana pudding.
Oh, I think I've heard of this place because it's like, it's not in Mount Helix, it's like La Mesa.
It's in La Mesa, yes. And there's also one in Long Beach.
People rave about that.
The banana pudding was really good, and it has vanilla wafers on top.
Oh, I love that.
Which is the
Oreo
best.
banana pudding.
So I'm only hearing highs so far. What was the low?
I'll get to it. Because it's a real low. So the night keeps going on. We're having good food. The tasty food was great. And then we get to the auction, and then there's typical auction stuff. So we're like, all right, let's get out of here.
Did you guys didn't, like...
Nick bid on some stuff. Ask him what he bid on.
I don't remember.
Nick was having a blast with wine.
Listen, when you get a lot of free wine,
it's a food and wine festival, so why not?
Oh
and you had
my
a driver.
God! I always have a built-in driver.
Well, and I think that like when it's almost like the endorphin rush you get of like gambling almost.
And it's
like
on your
I'm gonna
phone.
bet. Like
Right,
I'm gonna.
and
or not
then
make a
you
bet,
get a
like,
message that's like you've been outbid, and I'm just
bid.
like, the fuck I was outbid. Take that. And
So-
I spent more money than I cared to share.
So you did win something.
I won 3 things.
We didn't really win. I don't think it was a win.
What did we win?
I won like a spa thing that I actually bought for Joe, and he's like, "I won't do that. That's bad for my skin."
Well, I have sensitive skin.
Yeah, so I was like, "Well, there we go."
It was like a skincare like this esthetician-y thing.
The second one I bought because it had these really cool stir sticks, and I wanted my friend Sarah to have them. And so we got that. I won that for her. But the best one...
It wasn't the best one.
...was the surprise bag.
It was life's like a box of chocolates, you don't know what you're getting or whatever.
Yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, cool, it's going to be like fun, sweets, maybe like a lot of great, awesome, I don't know, like a dinner out. You have no idea. It's a random box, so I'm like, I have to win this thing. So every time somebody bid on it, I went and rebid.
Well, no one was bidding on it.
No, right at the end, people were. So
really?
The strategy usually, right? It's like it closes at 9, so like 8:50 is when it got really crazy. I mean,
well, that's what everybody's like. I'm gonna wait just to the end, and then I'm gonna bid on what I want. You know, so
we went in, and then we didn't open it until the next day. But inside of the bag of goodies was like a stretch DVD,
Sit and Be Fit. Which I remember watching on PBS at my grandma's house.
Like
I would totally
a Willie Nelson CD.
Do you want the CD?
A Battery Daddy, which is like the case for your batteries
that keeps them charged.
Like it was the most when you like
random bullshit. Like probably somebody looked in their closet and was like, "Oh yeah, let's put a thing together."
It's kind of like when you're on like Let's Make a Deal, and they're like, "Do you want what's behind the door, or do you want like
that's
the ones
exactly
in the box?"
What it was.
And then you open, you get the one behind the door, and it's a donkey.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? At least it's a tax write-off. But I do like I spent too much money. But
was there anything in that box that was like worthwhile?
No. There were. I think that there were like expired air fresheners.
Oh my god!
Actually, that doesn't look good for the.
You know what? I agree with you.
It doesn't look good for the organization. But wait till we get to the low.
So
we're not even at the low.
Not at the low.
No,
yet.
that wasn't the low. But you know what? All jokes aside, it was fun because like I'm lugging around these big gifts now and being like, I don't know what I bought.
Well, and it was like there was a joy in Nick's eyes.
It was fun.
Might have also been a little bit of inebriation.
Oh, it was a lot
like a
of
glazed
inebriation.
eyes look. But I was like, look, have fun. Just don't spend too much.
The last silent auction we bid on involved a dick wreath.
Oh yeah, but that's actually a cool gift. Like we got like these random air
It's a gift that
fresheners.
keeps on giving.
I know.
And then I think the only cool thing was like it was like a fold up blanket that you can take to like the beach or to like the park where it's like waterproof coating, like plastic on one side, and it rolls up into itself.
That was very
that was
expensive
fine. Yeah. So the night proceeds, and then the auction's ending, and we're like, let's get out of here, right? Like, the trolleys will take us down the hill. This will be fine. So we're walking over back to the entrance, and the line, like, isn't moving. And we're like, that's interesting. And, like, 25 minutes go by, and then they go, oh, my God, we're so sorry, but the trolleys, they thought their shift ended at 9. And
they went home.
We don't have any transportation to get you down the mountain. And so we're going to try and find a bus to get you guys, because there were two parking spots where you could park. One was the fire station down the hill, and the other one was like a gross smart school. which is not really close. So they had one like shuttle bus take the first group of people to Grossmont, and then we were like, I don't know what to do, and they started shuttling people down on golf carts.
It was our own version of the fire festival.
It was, I mean, it was great and laughable because it's like, they're like, all right, 1 for the fire station. And I was like, we have 10. So we
have a whole table.
And I was like, can I order a lift to get up here? They're like, we can't let them up because they don't know the secret password. And I was like, well, do you know the secret password? Like, I just would love to get off the mount because it was also cold. I didn't have a jacket.
And it was getting late.
And I was like,
it's like,
just let me down.
And there was... let's just not to keep talking about this, but let's just like set the stage of the people here in the neighborhood of Mount Helix is a little they're what's
affluent.
It's affluent,
yeah.
So it's an affluent crowd, and so they're just starting to get kind of mean.
Well,
there was a woman.
The base
yeah.
of Mount Helix is not particularly affluent, so,
right? So
it's not like you could comfortably walk down.
Yeah,
there were people that were walking down, and as we exited, we saw the guy that walked down because it was supposedly like a 15-minute walk, and I was like, I can't do this in pure darkness.
Lugging all of Nick's goodies.
I know, right?
And there were they had big bags.
They
like
were big.
Our bag, the mystery box bag, was probably like, I don't know, like a big box, you know. So that was, I think, the low, and it was. It's laughable because it's just like I knew we were going to get down, but like I felt bad because the organizers were like, "Oh my god, we're so sorry." Like, you know, we couldn't have anticipated this, and I'm like, where in the breakdown did this fail?
Yeah.
You know,
it's like
you might want to confirm the ride's out.
Yeah.
So funny story in the news yesterday about the state of Texas. Apparently, like they had this big blow up of one of the county elections in 2022, where whoever was organizing the elections didn't get enough ballots to all the polling places, and they just pressed charges for this guy because they realized he was like. Not working he was working 2 jobs at the same time. He was saying he was working in the county from home full time, but also working another job full time. So the day of the election, like he clocked in 26 or 28 hours of time collectively on his 2 jobs, like more time than the day existed. But they just filed like federal charges against him. But it was one of these things where, like, okay, you had one job to do, is make sure enough ballots went to each thing, and he just gave a stack to each polling place and then wasn't around to fix it. Like, I mean, how do you screw up an important job?
Well, that's also like almost like voter fraud.
He got charged with like 5 counts of fraud.
Is it like voter suppression?
Fraud on a government document because his timesheets were misstated.
Oh my god!
And then he got one like changing. He actually submitted for family leave and signed a thing that he wasn't gonna. He knew he couldn't work another job while he was on family leave.
So and he worked. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I mean, good for him. I mean, that's where I believe like justice prevails. Like, go get him.
The thing about this event though, like getting stuck on the mountain. You know, not that I have any experience in organizing and managing a large fundraising event. That's a joke.
I was going to say you have
like a lot of experience. There wasn't even an email or something to be like
an apology.
Thank you all for coming to the event.
Yeah, we are so sorry.
We are sincerely thank you for your patience. Nothing. It was just crickets.
Well, and like for somebody who like handles logistics and transportation for events, like I understand how important it is to look over those contracts and be like, okay, do we have everything that we're supposed to have and everything is
and
done?
the ticket prices were not cheap.
Oh no, they never are.
So you think like the price to enter was a decent amount of money, and it's like you would think that would fund some common sense.
Well,
but the pro tip of those type of events is always go with friends because listen, we had a great time.
Yeah, it was. I think I just always felt so bad because there was a woman who was I think belligerent's the word, where she was like obviously peeved and was like yelling at the organizer girl. She like was pushing people.
They're volunteers,
right?
Yelling at volunteers.
And this is Mount Helix is just like a park.
It's a good thing I wasn't there because I would have been like, you need to calm down.
Well, she also like people actually went around and they were like, you need to go as soon as possible because you were being super rude.
Yep.
Yeah.
The vibes are off, girl.
Yeah.
So yeah, we eventually made it home. And then
It was
pretty
fun.
relaxing weekend.
But my biggest question is, did she eat?
Oh, fuck
So
no. Girl.
It's time for did she eat? All right, so mine is actually Kamala Harris. On the first night of the DNC, she made a surprise visit to introduce Joe Biden, and she wore a tan suit.
No, she wore it. It was coconut brown.
Yeah,
Isn't that fucking awesome? Like the LGBTQIA people running her campaign, the women and the what'd you call it? The
little twink, who's
Twink.
running it, giving
The non-binary
subtle
twink.
shit.
Trevor.
So, yeah, it's
Trevor
like,
works with.
it's like it is like the subtle shade of everything.
It is
and it's just
so.
like,
I love it.
This is they have a twink who's a Swiftie who just sees everything.
Nice job, Trevor.
Speaking of Swiftie, did you see that Trump posted like an AI fake thing that said Taylor Swift endorsed her?
Okay,
him?
and you know what? I love it. Good for him because she is so litigious. Like she will throw a lawsuit.
It's gonna
in
come
a
back.
second.
Oh yeah,
So-
and I'm like, I think he violated something. Like he had to have violated some
Right.
sort of law.
Well, and then also Swifties are very big on like protecting that brand.
Yeah, but also, so Taylor's gonna eat. I'm excited for hearing whatever she did, and I think Kamala 100%.
So,
I love that
ate.
she stayed too. She stayed for the whole
Right.
night.
And then, like, for those of you who don't understand why I am so excited that you wore a tan or coconut brown suit is because when Obama was president at a at a conference or something or a speech that he was making, he wore a tan suit, and the conservative right just like
They lost
got
their
on
mind.
him so much. It was a whole controversy.
I didn't know
he
that.
was like he wasn't taking this seriously enough and all this stuff, and that's just ridiculous. And so, and usually at these DNCs or RNCs, people usually wear dark suits with like red ties and things like that. So for her to do that was kind of throwing shade at the conservatives.
I love the whole thing is throwing shade at conservatives. Like,
oh yeah,
they are taking all of this, and I live for it.
And my other thing is, like, I love the fact that Little John was at the DNC, and I think he ate. I was like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he came out when they did Georgia to do their to do the roll call. Georgia had him come out first and do Turn Down for What before they. It was crazy.
And I have heard rumors that Beyonce is supposed to be
there's
performing.
rumor around.
Can you? Okay, that's the nail in the coffin. If Beyonce performs at the DNC,
whiskey.
if she performs at the DNC, it's done.
Well,
y'all are done.
Both her and Taylor Swift are both rumored to be showing up sometime this week.
But isn't that crazy?
Well, and not
I
only that,
love
but
it.
they're fueling some of these rumors too.
Yes.
Because at the DNC, they actually have a friendship bracelet making station for the people to come in and make friendship bracelets.
I love that. It was just so smart.
It is so well put together. And then you contrast that with like the Republican, the RNC, and like what's her Kamala was doing a speech at the same place Trump did, and it was packed.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he just recently did a speech somewhere like an 8,000 person venue. He couldn't fill it, and people were walking out during his
He's
speech.
unhinged, and it's amazing to watch.
But he's got this weird fascination with crowd size.
I know.
Oh, when Obama made a jab at his penis size.
Well, and because Nick said his did she eat is
Michelle Obama 100%.
Oh, she ate.
I didn't watch it, but I heard that she was like going.
She does it with grace and elegance. Like the fact that she can just be like, she shaded you with like
facts.
Well,
elegance.
They're shading
and respect.
them with their own words.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Like they're not calling them names. They're not like technically belittling them.
Yeah.
You're just like using your own words.
It's like
this
the
is
facts.
what's going to happen now, and we all
Right.
know it. And because no one's okay with a person who's successful and smart and just happens to be black.
Right. And it's like, does Donald Trump know that the presidency is a black job?
Yeah.
I was like, Thank you. And like when
this job he's applying for right now. Wait till you find out it's a black job.
I saw this thing. I mean, there's memes galore.
They're all eating.
And I'm trying to actually limit my social media intake right now because I think for my own mental health. But it was like conservatives are mad because Michelle Obama could come in like into the second half of the game, put 50 on the board, and then just like go sit down.
Yeah,
like, like she's
it's
just,
true.
Like, she's just so great at what she does, and
it is. Because, she was very much into that, before it was like, when they go low, we go high. And she's still doing that.
But she's going a little lower.
But you know what? I'm going to get a little street with y'all.
Yeah. But it's good. It's Shalegance. It's Shady Elegance.
And I loved... And
Shalegance, I like that.
You know who else ate there?
Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg.
No. Jasmine Crockett.
Oh, I live for her.
Yeah.
In her fake eyelashes.
I loved her, like, scorpion brooch.
I'm surprised she didn't have a beach blonde built bad butch body shirt going on. Or bad built beach blonde butch body or whatever.
Well, I love the commentary, too, because it was like, oh, she's getting a little bit more aggressive than some of the other speakers,
But she's hot. She's a feisty one. And I love, like... my life is boring when I watch the congressional hearings just to see what they say.
Yeah.
But she's a firecracker.
And I love that they cut to Tim Walz and his family, and his kids are trying to throw out bunny ears behind his head. And I'm just like,
the flannel man.
Come on.
And I think the best part about this whole thing is like the Republicans are trying to make people on the Democratic side seem like unfit, but all they're doing is giving the Democrats more fuel to have more advertising and more like trolling, which then makes it more approachable and like real.
Right, yeah.
So I actually have a Did She Eat, and it's going to be for Doug.
Oh, Doug Emhoff.
Who's
Doug?
God.
Kamala's husband.
Oh.
So he went up very well-spoken, tells this great story about the first time they meet, and some client had given him her number.
Oh, he's cute.
And he's like, just like anybody, I ended up struggling about when to call her, so I called her at the perfect time, 8:30 in the morning. And he like retells this story of leaving her a voicemail, hi, this is Doug, and he like struggled, but she's at the end. He goes, and Kamala saved that message, and she plays it back for me every anniversary.
But that's so relatable.
And so relatable.
That almost made me cry.
Yeah. I just thought he did a great job, because someone coming into that, like if it were Trump, it would be all about machismo and not... you would want to be the second chair to a woman.
No. Right. And it would make it more about him than about what she did. It's like, because...
Well, I mean, Trump and Vance they're struggling.
But also, he's much better looking than Kamala, so...
But also, he's slurring his words, and, like, he's blaming the iPhone.
Yeah.
And he's claiming that TiVo is the best invention.
I think that Paul before we were recording, Paul put it right when he's like, it's a vibe. And it's like,
they are total vibe.
It's a vibe.
And I'm living for it. I'm living for the like trolling and just like the
And you know what? And I know people are talking about policy. It's like, I don't care about policy right now. I just want to get past this election and vote them in, and then we can worry about policy.
Yeah, we need to sweep everything: the presidency, the Senate, the Congress.
But that's the thing that I struggle with is we're all talking about policy, and the Republicans are talking about the fact that no one's saying how they're going to deal with these issues when they have their Senate has not passed a bill.
Right.
The House has done nothing.
Has not passed a bill in years,
and they failed to do the infrastructure thing, and all they did is like waste like 18 months on an impeachment trial. Yeah. I have a different Did She Eat? Okay. Non-political related. So Lady Gaga released her new song.
With
have
Bruno
you guys
Mars.
listened to it? Yeah. What did you think?
I haven't listened to it because the pictures make me uneasy.
Okay, so it is not like a poppy song.
Is it? Is this kind of like from her Joanne era?
It's like a little that, but not like more rockery.
Oh, okay.
It's very like 70s-esque, but not like it's interesting. I'm gonna put it that way.
What was the movie with John Travolta? Quentin Tarantino movie.
Oh, Pulp Fiction.
It has a Pulp Fiction.
It's given me very a reboot of Captain and Tennille.
I don't know what that is, but sure. But yeah, I mean, I think it's catchy, but I'm nervous about if that's what the kind of sentiment of her album is going to be.
It's given me a weird early Orville Peck kind of look to
is it Orville and like Dollywood sound?
I don't know what that is.
Okay.
I'll have to listen.
I liked it, but I don't know if it is like eat crumb worthy.
Okay, so TBD if she ate.
TBE, to be eaten.
Okay, there you go.
She packed it in Tupperware.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the appropriate era.
So they're just like tasting. It's like
like at the Mount Helix Art and Wine Festival.
Yeah, there you go.
They got down the mountain.
Well, now it's time for mouth to mouth. Mouth to mouth resuscitation. I almost forgot what we were doing. I was like, what is the time?
Toe to toe.
Oh God! If we had no toe to toe,
eye to eye, D to D,
no ma'am.
D. All right. So what is your?
I have a couple.
Okay.
So and one of them has a story with it. So the first one is Adele, because she has her like Nights with Adele in Munich.
Uh-huh.
But what is giving me life is there was a torrential downpour of rain, and she sung through the whole entire night while it's pouring rain.
Did she do
Set Fire to the Rain?
Set Fire to the Rain?
Yes.
Okay.
But like I was like, this girl, she had her shoes off and was wearing sneakers, and like she was like, my makeup's gonna melt off, but I was just like, I love this. You like give it, girl.
How dramatic is that? You know?
I loved it, and it was just like, oh my God, this is so cool, because it's like, I'm like, this has got to be dangerous, but like these people were in Munich, Germany, like paid good money, and it's a huge amphitheater, like a huge stadium.
She must have paid that weather storm a lot of money.
I mean, she's got it. So that's the first one. The second one is on Saturday before we went to the food and wine thing, or maybe it was Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever day. I went on a walk with Max in the morning. I think it was Saturday. And I had a song stuck in my head, and I was like, I know this is an 80s song, and I think it's Phil Collins. I almost like voice memoed you, and I was like, it goes like, dun, dun, dun. And I was like, this is giving Andy. It's giving Andy vibes. But I was like, Phil Collins, and then I was like, and then it like gets a little upbeat. It's like, and then I was like, fuck, I don't know.
I can definitely figure out what song it is.
So I was asking Nick, and he was like, oh, maybe it's this with Phil Collins, and I was like, no, it's not it. It's the beginning. It's like this like synthing thing. Out of the blue, we get back from the mountain, and it was right like before bed, and I was like, In Your Eyes, Peter Gabriel.
Oh, there you go.
And I was like, okay. I went into Nick, and he was in bed, and I was like, listen to this.
This is what I was talking about.
He was like he was like almost like in fall asleep mode, but then I was like, I love, because it's like the intro is very like synthy, and it was like, okay, I got this. So that's been on repeat. And then the last thing I'm obsessed with, I've sent you a couple of her. I think you've sent me a couple of her on Instagram. Is the girl that does like opera covers.
Yeah.
Like if TikTok were in 2054 or whatever, and it's opera, and this girl is like a classically trained opera singer.
Yeah.
Singer or whatever. And like really good. She did Bad Romance today, and I was like, I love this. So those are my obsessions. What are you obsessed with?
So I am obsessed with three things. So first of all, the trans creator Jules, who
that one too, yeah,
very demure, very mindful. She has made enough from that to fund the rest of her transition.
Yes,
and I'm like, that is so cool. Like that's awesome. Like all of these are.
It's like, so demure.
It's very mindful. It's like, so I think that's awesome, and I'd love to see people take something and take a life of its own, and then they're able to.
Yeah.
Well, and I love how everybody's embracing it. Tom Daly posted something today about his knitting, and it's like, look, very mindful.
Yeah.
I made this sweater very demure.
I mean,
like, oh yes, Tom.
We're right on the cusp because it's starting to get some backlash because it's getting too much. So
I was going to say, I feel like it's on its way out.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I know it's been out for a while, but Girls So Confusing remix with Charlie XCX and Lorde from Charlie XCX's Brat album. I love that song before when it first came out, but like lately I've been listening to it and I've really been listening to the lyrics, and I love how this song is 2 letters to each other, like one written from Charlie XCX to Lorde and one written by Lorde to Charlie XCX, and like they really delve into everything, like how the music industry pitted them against each other, how their own insecurities fed into what they how they feel. And there's even a line in there where Lorde says, I did it in defense but didn't realize I was building a weapon or something like that. And I was like, that's such a great line.
I didn't know they were feuding.
They're not, though. That's the thing. But people make it seem like that because it builds drama. Kind of like when it was like Christina and Britney, Monica and Brandy.
NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Well, but like that was never as big of a thing as it has been for women. So
100%.
It wasn't to pit women against each other.
Yeah.
So I thought it was really interesting. And like Lorde really opens up about like her eating disorder and her own self. Worth and stuff. So
interesting.
Yeah, and so listen to it, but actually listen to the lyrics. And then my last thing that I'm like obsessed with is the fact that J.K. Rowling hasn't tweeted in 2 weeks ever since Imani Khalif announced that she had put in a lawsuit against all these people, and she was named in the lawsuit. She hasn't tweeted in 2 weeks.
She probably can't.
Like, literally has not.
Yeah, she's probably been advised legally to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that.
I love that.
And you know what? And that brings me so much joy and good news.
That's good news!
Because that's what we're going to be doing today.
I'm glad that you talked about the Demure Girl, because that was one of the things that I feel like was a really positive, good news thing.
Yeah.
I had that on my list.
So my first thing I have for good news is, I don't know if you've seen this video, but definitely look up Fishermen Help Sea Otter. And it's a video.
I saw that.
Okay, yeah. So there's this video of a sea otter who looks frantic and is trying to get help. And the fisherman sees him and kind of knows something's wrong, so he starts following the sea otter, and the sea otter is like trying to take him somewhere, and it's actually his mate got stuck in a net.
Oh no!
And so the fisherman pulls him out, and I would
helps. Cry. I can't watch this. I'm gonna cry.
So they get back together, and then at the end, the otter comes back and gives him a rock as a thank you.
No.
Yeah, yes, it is so cute, and it was like.
Oh my God.
I mean, when people say that animals don't understand, yes, they do.
Oh my God.
And then they're together.
And they're like just floating away.
That is
like,
so
I think I watched this
cute.
probably like 4 or 5 times in a row.
It is the best video, and it'll make you feel so good. So if you're ever having a bad day, like look up this video, and it will give you the best kind of feels ever.
Really
Have you seen similar animal ones? Is there's on Instagram? I don't know if it's like a trend or whatever, but dogs wear like hats. It's like, do you want to see my cowboy hat? And then it goes to the music of Up. And then it will go to like the dog in the hat, and they're really cute.
Like Up from the movie or Up from Shania Twain?
Not the Shania.
Okay.
I don't know Shania Twain's Up.
I can sing just a little bit. Up, up, up. That's all I can say.
Wait, is it just dogs in cowboy hats?
No. Like it's basically like
it's like a TikTok trend.
Yeah, where it's like they're like, oh, I'm so ferocious. Do you want to see my hat? And then it'll play the music from Up, and then it's like the dog with a cute hat, and it's like, oh, I love that.
Nick's falling down a hole right now.
Did I send you that? I was like, I need Max to have a bunch of hats.
I also love this. There was a story of a boy who has cystic fibrosis.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And a very extreme case of it, I guess. And Make-A-Wish Foundation made his wish come true, and he got to spend the day being a garbage man on an actual garbage truck and everything, because he's so fascinated by garbage collection. And I'm like, it's interesting because I see a lot of videos like that where like kids watch the garbage men come and they see the truck and they're like so excited and they get to see him. So they go out and they give like the garbage men like hugs or toys or,
Good for you, sanitation workers.
I know.
Also, they make bank. Like garbage workers make a lot of money. Yeah.
Because, you have to sit there and smell that all day.
Yeah. I think your nose gets immune to it.
Especially if you're on the back.
Yeah. They have good pay. Baxter's going to be a garbage man. Oh, I haven't seen it. I feel like you're more in the world and like knowing things. I had to go on like, what good things have happened this month? Because I couldn't think. I mean, I think a lot of it is like the injection of hope for like democracy.
Right.
But I was like, there's got to be other stuff. Someone posted on Instagram, and I thought this was interesting, that the French are trolling America. Did you see this? Mm-mm. American Republicans. Okay. By saying that the Statue of Liberty is trans.
Oh.
Oh my God.
That's awesome.
To which I was like, that's great news, because then it's like Lady Liberty represents like freedom in America. And it's like, the French are like, oh, actually, she's a trans woman.
That's hilarious. I love that. So did you know that a German man is now the 7th person to be cured of HIV by stem cell?
Oh, wow.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Stem cell therapies or whatever?
Yeah.
Is it his own? Or I don't know.
No, it's like somebody else's, but it's stem cells that are immune to the disease, and now he is
cured,
HIV free.
Wow.
I know.
I do feel like we are in that time where like a lot of these, I don't want to say diseases, makes it sound bad, but like these things that were so deadly are now going to just be like, meh, no worries about it. Like cancer, all these other things. I feel like Alzheimer's too is another one that like we're making, like that's where I think scientific innovation is really cool. So 7, you said? Only 7 people.
Oh, he's only the 7th one, but
are they? I'm curious though if they would then take what they hopefully took what they learned from that guy and then like apply it to other people. But it's probably, I wonder if it's expensive.
Oh, it probably is.
Which you would think.
It's still in the testing stages too, so
that's the thing that also frustrates me. It's like, hey, there's like this therapy that can save millions of lives. It's like, I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast, but I did remember, because it kind of made me a little emotional, is the woman that graduated from Stanford with her master's in education at 105.
No.
So there was this woman that basically, and this was a long time ago, obviously, like in the 19-somethings. I can't do that math. 1950s or whatever. And she basically was in college and was getting ready to get her master's, I think, in either teaching or education.
Yeah.
And had to leave because her husband was in the war. So maybe World War II, 1940s. And she was never able to finish it. Because I think she just needed like a dissertation or like a thesis or something. And so
she
come to find out,
1936 in Stanford.
Right. With her master's or something. Yeah. That was another thing. And so turns out that Stanford basically lifted the thesis requirements, so she had the requirements met because she had all the classwork. So she was able to go back and like walk on stage at 105.
That's awesome.
And I was like, this is so inspiring. But also like, because she was like, the master's never meant anything to me because she was like on the board of so many education like boards. And like she was such an impact to the community, and like it was just like a cool way of like, that's so awesome that you get to have like 83 years later, this huge accomplishment. It was super cute.
So to back on education, did you know that Michael Bloomberg recently donated $1 billion to Johns Hopkins Medical School?
Who's Michael Bloomberg?
He is
the mayor of New York for a while, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the mayor
of New York for a while. Wait, you said $1 billion?
$1 billion. And he also donated another $600 million to be presented between 5 historically black university or colleges.
$500 million?
$600 million.
This guy, okay, he's probably real rich.
Yeah.
He's a billionaire.
He's a billionaire, yeah.
Oh, so he's, okay.
I think he owns Bloomberg Media.
Yes.
Is what it is. And so, and because he's also the one who, like, during COVID, went to a couple of different colleges and donated so much money that it paid for people's tuitions. So they didn't have to worry about tuition when they started out.
Okay, this is what billionaires need to do.
Exactly. And like he did it because black doctors make up just 6% of the national labor force.
Wow.
So it's a way to get more people into the medical field, people of color into the medical field.
Well, and it's already cutthroat in and of itself, and there's no more affirmative action, so that's hard. So 1.6 billion.
He's donated so far 1.6 billion this year to different medical schools.
And you know what? Fantastic. His lifestyle won't change a bit.
No.
What's
his, like a drop in the bucket.
What's his net worth?
104 billion.
Yeah.
He'll make that 1.6 billion up tomorrow with his investments. I love that. He did?
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
but he's like a Mitt Romney type. Like, he's smart,
that's good,
he's business oriented, but he's just like really not rich, not charismatic on.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, if you donate billions of dollars to like further a minority group to get a fighting chance.
Right.
Oh my God, that's so cool. I had no idea. So Bloomberg?
Yeah.
Interesting. I found out that there is an AI task force in Michigan that is putting together, I don't know what they do, like legislation or whatever, to combat deep fakes and election misinformation.
Oh.
And I think that's really, AI is both fascinating and also terrifying to me. So I feel like it's nice to see that, like, that's good news to me.
Right.
Because I need you to regulate AI right now. Like, I don't want any of that. Like, your facial recognition shit, no. I don't want you to recognize my face. Get out of here. And Michigan, I think is Democratic. They're a swing state, maybe. But I thought that was really cool because I was like, that's probably going to lead the, like, foundation for, like, the big government, federal government, to like get Zuckerberg in check.
Okay. Well, on that, I have something that piggybacks on what you
look
say.
At this.
So, the world's largest 3D printer is building homes for a neighborhood like in Austin, Texas. It's
homes?
Yeah, homes. Because it can.
Plastic?
No. It's wood scraps. So it takes wood scraps and then rebuilds it and makes it into a home. So and then
what?
When those homes are no longer viable or something like that, they can take those scraps, reuse it, and make another home. And so right now they're building about it could possibly create a 600 square foot single family home in about 48 hours.
No.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
So there's some that are concrete, but these are going to be all wood and have sort of like a Scandinavian look to it. But when you think about that, it is a way to help with the housing crisis that we have.
Absolutely. So do they have, is it like
American
a big
jobs away from good Republicans?
So, but is it like a big ass machine?
It is a big ass machine that is making every single square foot.
Hey, that is super cool. I am all for that.
See, that's great news when you think about it.
Well, because it can 48 hours for a one home.
For one 600 square foot home. Single family home.
So in the you could build a neighborhood in the course of 2 months.
Yep.
That's pretty cool, actually.
I'm like, that is so awesome.
And it looks.
That is cute.
It's a very Scandinavian,
I would live there.
Kind of cute little thing, but it's like
it's a bungalow.
Yeah, I'm like, people don't need to have giant mansions. They, they just need something that they can call their own.
Well, 100%. But I feel like too, like housing, you don't need a big thing. Like honestly, like, because how big is your guys' apartment here right now? Like 1,000.
It's a mansion.
Like 1,100.
Yeah, I feel like 1,200 square feet for like 2 or 3 people is fine. Like you don't need all this space, and then it's less to maintain for like energy costs, and it works for everybody. Yep. I love that. Oh my god! And it's in Texas though.
Yeah, it's in Austin. It's based out of the University of Maine. So
interesting. Not related to building, but kind of maybe. It's a building that was opened, and it's the first ever all-woman sports bar that opened.
Oh, I heard about this in California.
It's on PCH, but I don't know where, so can't tell you that. Long Beach, thank you. It's called Watch Me.
She was born in Long Beach.
And they only play women's sports.
Which is, I love that. But I'm surprised that there wasn't like, I mean, obviously men is a predominantly like male thing for sports, but like I love how it's for women only.
But like also,
it was in Long Beach.
Women's college basketball, huge. WNBA, huge numbers right now.
And they're still not, like, I think Nick was telling me that one of the, was it the basketball girl?
Caitlin Clark?
But she, like, her salary that they gave her was like $70,000 or something.
It's horrible.
And it's like, that would be $70 million.
Right, exactly.
If you were a man.
She'll get sponsorship.
No,
deals,
it's unacceptable.
But that's besides the point.
Yeah.
She's still getting it. But that's like what the argument it is. Well, it doesn't matter what her salary is because she's getting these. But I'm like,
but all the guys get all this plus the sponsorships.
Yeah,
that's not good news.
Well, to piggyback off of that,
we are vibing. We are like Kamala Harris.
Everyone's lifting each other up.
We're Kamala Harris's whatever planning team.
Yeah,
exactly. We are wearing coconut.
So Charles Barkley turned down a total of $100 million in contract offers so he could stay at TNT for another year because TNT lost the rights for broadcasting the NBA, and he is one of the top, experts.
I was going to ask who is Charles Barkley.
He was a basketball player.
When you said Charles Barkley, I thought you said Gnarls Barkley at first.
But no, that's where they get their name.
Charles Barkley basically played when Michael Jordan played.
Right. But he
was a basketball player.
He's like one of the big names in basketball. He is also one of the best.
Phoenix Suns.
He looks familiar.
Yeah. But he wants to stay there so that the people who work for him and then work for TNT will be able to get another year's worth of work before they move on. So
that's awesome because they're cutting him or cutting the programming
because they no longer are able to. This is the last year that they're able to broadcast the NBA because they sold the rights to somebody else.
So he's like, hey, you're going to get a year.
But all of the people that he's been working with,
right? But he's not
union
now.
The union production staff are not going to go with him,
right? Because they work for TNT.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, but he's like, but that's nice that he's willing to put all that.
He turned down how much?
About $100 million in contract offers.
I mean, good for him.
I mean, he's still going to get those contract offers back, but
he will. But it's cool
because it's also good publicity for him,
right? Exactly.
Oh my god!
But I have another sport one.
Don't
sport.
Okay,
go ahead.
Yeah.
Don't.
I don't have any more sport ones.
Okay, so I don't know if you know who this is. Probably don't. But I'm probably going to mess up her name. But Yaroslava Mahikic. She's a Ukrainian track and field gold medal winner at the Paris Olympics this year.
She's beautiful.
She is donating portion of her winnings to help injured soldiers in the war, Ukrainian injured soldiers.
Oh my god!
She is giving a portion to support a mental health fund in the Ukraine and an organization that helps animals affected by the war in the Ukraine.
How much does she win?
I don't know if she won a lot, but she's like taking part of it and spreading it out.
I think she won some political capital.
Right. That's true.
I think, because remember, each country gives their
publicity and everything.
Well, their winners like a dollar amount, so she's taking some of that and doing that.
She's also only 22 years old.
Right, and I just think that is so amazing. Like, so
I was not
good for
doing
her.
that at 22.
For love of country.
I mean, I feel like on the same vein of like saving things, I learned that there is an Indian entrepreneur from India, and he.
Oh, okay, good.
I feel like I had to
from South Africa.
But like there, I think he has a startup company called Bioreform, and it's basically to make biodegradable plastic bags. So like grocery bags, that will like not self-destruct, but like biodegrade in 180 days. And he has like his thing is it will replace I think like 6 million bags.
Wow!
Which it's like I always forget my bags, like the reusable bags at the grocery store. So then I take the plastic ones, and then I'm like, oh crap, I have plastic bags, and then it's like, oh man. So I love that idea about like saving the planet and like helping the environment, and I was like, that's super cool.
And even better, in a third of a year. You won't have to clean them out of your closet because they'll be gone.
Yeah.
They'll just be.
And he loves
literally
that.
Be gone.
And he loves that. He's like, you can buy as many biodegradable ones as you want, baby.
That's assuming you know where they are. I feel like all of the plastic bags that we have collected will somehow surface whenever we have to leave our apartment.
We found them when we moved.
Right.
All right, so this one does not match that one, but that's okay.
Oh, okay. You don't want to match my freak?
So there was a fund for a library in Liverpool has raised $300,000 because it was set ablaze during the rioting that happened very recently in Liverpool.
I had no idea what happened.
When you've heard that story, I told you about that story about the children Taylor Swift dance and yoga thing that happened, and somebody came in and like killed 3 children and injured 10 more.
Was that?
Right.
I think there was a thing Taylor Swift. There was like potential like threats. Is that related to that?
No, it's different than that one.
Okay.
But some of the misinformation that came out from that was that the person who did it was an asylum seeker, and that was not true. But they went and a bunch of the right-leaning people in Liverpool and Glasgow came and they attacked hotels where asylum seekers were, and they burned down a library in the town. So they've gotten $300,000 to buy books and repair, and I think that is just a great way of taking something bad and making something good.
The library is officially open.
Yes.
GBD. Coming soon. I love that. I only have a couple more, but one of the things, and I don't know if this is like because of global warming or just because of that huge magnetic storm that we had where like the Aurora Borealis was visible, but I thought that was really good news because I think it would be visible to people that may not have like ability to travel to places to see that. I think it was like in Northern California too. Mm-hmm. So like it was, I guess, low.
Very south.
South, yeah. Which I feel like is really cool. I also want to see that. So I thought that was cool, good news.
So I have 2 feel-good things.
Okay.
The first one, Nick had shared with us some time ago, and it's an Instagram page about people with Down syndrome who are doing drag.
Oh my god,
yeah.
I love it so much.
It makes me happy every time I see their posts come up. And it's just these kids living their best life dressing up.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean anything more than that, but it's just a really warm, just makes you happy. The other one are 2 guys from Love on the Spectrum, autistic people who are trying to get into relationships, young adults trying to meet someone and love them. You see how TV can change someone's life, and they've become actually really celebrity. And so I've been following their Instagram. Connor and Tanner are 2 of the
I love
from
Tanner.
the
Are they together?
In the US?
No. They're
it's
straight.
like 2 guys that are in different parts of the country, but they've become very, like everyone recognizes them. They have people sending them stuff from all over the world. And their Instagram is all about like thanking people who have sent them stuff or going out and seeing people that they love, and it's just really heartwarming. So if you want to get away from the politics one day, go look at their websites.
All right.
Another thing that I loved is that there was a 24-hour live stream of a SEAL rehab center in the Netherlands that found new fans in Japan. There was a person, an influencer from Japan who tweeted about it on X, and people started watching, and now they've sent a lot of money to the rehab center to help the SEALs. And so they started doing this thing where they cater to the Japanese crowds and stuff like that. They even sent them pictures of drawings of the SEALs hanging out and playing and stuff like that. But it's a feel-good thing that people love to watch.
I feel like any animal is like a feel-good thing.
Yeah.
Like cute puppies, like rescues, like dogs going home to new things.
So I have like one more after that.
I have one more too.
Okay.
It is related to animals, though.
Oh, okay.
Did we? I don't think we said it, but the pandas being back in San Diego Zoo.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's good news.
Lines.
I will not be seeing them anytime soon because I don't want to wait in line. I also, do they have a live feed?
No.
Oh, they
should.
should.
Okay. I thought they would have been a live stream already for that. Okay.
Live stream.
You can't make money that way. Sorry.
That's
yeah.
News.
Well, your donations help fund and save wildlife.
So
isn't that the thing?
Yeah,
like,
that is
donation.
the thing.
Okay.
So my last one is a deli store owner celebrated a kid in the neighborhood for getting honor roll by letting him grab a bunch of stuff for free. And it's really cute when you watch the video because the kid comes running into the store to the guy and is like, "Look, I did it." and showed him the honor roll. He's like, you did? And it's like, I did it. And like they had an interview with the kid. He's like, I always got merit roll, but I really wanted an honor roll, so I worked really hard and this and that. And so like you see the kid just grab a bunch of like bags of chips and candy and a shake and all this stuff. And it's awesome. And like the guy's like, kids just want to do good and they want to do better, and you just have to give them a reason to do it. Aww. And so he's been doing this with other kids in the neighborhood as well. So
where was this?
I don't know because I don't think he wants to put it out there what neighborhood he's in, because then everybody start coming over there with their stuff, looking for free stuff.
That'd be bad for business.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I wouldn't have even thought about that.
It was very heartwarming to watch the video because the kid was just super excited, and it's like, and then he was like, "How much can I get?" And the guy's like, "Whatever you want, like go ahead." Aww. And so it was really cool to watch. So,
I feel like it's good to have that like palate cleanser.
Yeah,
especially there's so much going on. Like good news, like a daily, like there's got to be an app or something. Like here's your daily good news.
Well, and that kid probably got better stuff than was in Nick's surprise box.
He probably did.
Good news for me.
He probably didn't get the expired air freshener jellies. Sunflower fresh.
So, anything else, Joe?
That's all I got.
You got anything, Andy? Nick?
Only good news going forward.
Only good news and joy and hope and love and good vibes.
Yes, it's a vibe.
Yeah, that's right. Turn down for what?
Good news.
All right, everyone. Have a great week.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to These Unprecedented Gays. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and join us next time as we continue exploring the ever-changing landscape of queer life. Until then, stay proud, stay fierce, and stay unprecedented.